Yes, my people, what's poppin'? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your boy Just K, and this is just my opinion. So, in just over a month's time, we have a card going down put on by Misfits. And my question is why? Why? At this stage, yeah, with the Misfits and the whole YouTube boxing thing, where's it leading? This is my problem. I don't see why they still exist. Like, don't get it twisted. If there was something to get excited about, I'm all in. If it makes sense, I'm all in. The Jake Paul KSI fight, I'll be all in. But they've basically took UFC fighters that are either retired or no longer participating in the MMA and put them at the front of this card. So the main event is Luke Rockhold versus Darren Till. And then we've got Salt Pappy, who is a TikTok star turned amateur boxer. You could say pro, but he's a TikTok star turned amateur boxer. And he is now fighting a retired Tony Ferguson, Al Kukui, the boogeyman, as they used to call him, right? Tony Ferguson is 41 years old. 41 years old, and he's lost 8 of his last fights. And, bro, to be fair, his last fights that he's been losing, the last like string of fights he's been losing, he's been getting fucked up. And I don't even like to say that about Tony Ferguson, because at one point they was comparing him to the Khabibs and stuff. But he's 41, and he's been getting his ass kicked for a while now. So he's clearly lost his touch, right? And then he's fighting Salt Pappy, who is like, we could say he's an amateur boxer, yeah? Because I don't want to say he's a professional, because that would be discrediting real professionals. But he's an amateur boxer, and he's all right. He's decent. He's not like phenomenal. He's not breaking no, you know what I mean? He just, yeah, he's all right. And he does have a little bit of skill, and his timing's really good. But he's been knocked out. He got knocked out by Slim, and Slim is the same. He's a high level amateur boxer. So I don't see how it, when you put a card together, it normally kind of makes sense. It's leading something or leading somewhere. It's building a fighter to eventually fight in bigger events or a bigger fight. If he beats Tony, what does it do for Salt Pappy? Oh, he beat a 41-year-old retired MMA boxer that's been getting his ass kicked for a little while. And no disrespect to Tony, but he clearly isn't the same person as he was. And then you've got, let's just say Tony beats Salt Pappy. What's next for Tony? Do you see what I'm saying? It doesn't lead anywhere. So what, you're gonna tune in to watch Tony Ferguson fight? Let's say Tony Ferguson knocks him out in first round. That's the best situation that could possibly happen for Tony, right? Because if it goes the rounds, I don't even know how many rounds it is. It's probably like 4, 5, or 6, something like that, right? So if it goes the rounds and Tony knocks out Salt Pappy, what, you're gonna get a 42-year-old Tony Ferguson to fight another YouTuber? Do you see what I'm saying? It doesn't lead anywhere. It doesn't. I just don't understand what the concept is. And they're saying that this is putting Misfits back on the map. Like, it's proper confusing to me, because to me it's like, bro, it's not done anything for anyone, or it's not going to do anything for anyone. And then in the main event, you've got Luke Rockhold versus Darren Till. And Darren Till he's the younger man out of the two, but he's the one that's had the most, let's say, what could I say? Like, he's had the most experience boxing. But I wouldn't say he's been fighting boxers. He hasn't. He's been fighting MMA guys, right? And even in his last boxing fight, I caught the highlights. I didn't tune in. Like, I wouldn't tune in for this stuff. I'm not going to waste my time. No disrespect, but I'm not going to waste my time watching these gimmicks for no reason. If it was leading somewhere, then maybe. But it's not leading anywhere. It's, at some stage when he was about to fight Tommy Fury, I was like, yeah, cool, I'll tune in, because that kind of makes sense. Darren Till fighting Tommy Fury. To me, that's like, oh, he's going to test himself with a real boxer. Now he's just fighting MMA guys. And Luke Rockhold, he's 40, and I think he lost his last 3 in the UFC, and his last fight was Paul Acosta. And that was his best performance in the last 3 fights. The other 2, he got himself knocked out. So it's like, all right, cool, you got Darren Till fighting Luke Rockhold in a boxing match where they're both limited in what they do. Why not just flipping get them to fight in MMA? Because then we'll just see where they're at. Do you know what? To me, it's like, yo, what's the point? If it was going to set up something, then cool. But let's say Darren Till goes out there, knocks out Luke Rockhold. What's next with Darren Till? Because KSI isn't going to fight him. and Tommy Fury clearly isn't going to fight him, and there's no way Jake Paul's going to come down a peg to fight him because he's talking about AJ. So Jake Paul's got bigger things on his plate and way bigger bags to secure. Or could we say Jake Paul's got better things going on? Yeah. So all right, cool. Darren Till knocks out Luke Rockhold. What's next for him? Where's it going? When's the build up happening? There's no build up. There's nothing happening. So then let's say that the roles are reversed and Luke Rockhold knocks out Darren Till. No, Jake. Maybe then that might make sense. That Jake Paul might reach out and say, "Yeah, I'll fight Luke Rockhold," but I just don't see that happening when they're talking about AJ, right? KSI isn't gonna fight a Luke Rockhold that goes out there and knocks out Darren Till, because I know right now, no disrespect to KSI, I don't think he'd fight Darren Till. So, like, my whole point is how is this saving Misfits, and where's this leading to? What's the story? What's the point? I heard and I've tried to find it. I've tried to find the full card. For some reason I can't find it, but I was watching a YouTuber say that you're gonna have what's his name, Dylan Dallas, fighting somebody else in MMA in a boxing ring. So if you're gonna do MMA in the ring anyway, you might as well just get Darren Till and Luke Rockhold to fight MMA. I don't see you're gonna take two guys that have got a history of MMA, limit them to one particular sport or one particular practice that they're not very good at. Like, they're good strikers, but they're not good boxers. Like, Darren Till is a better MMA fighter than he is a boxer, and that's all day. And even he'll have to agree with that. Anyone would agree with that. And same with Luke Rockhold. Don't get me wrong, he might be able to showcase a bit of skill in boxing, but he's not going to be as good as he could be in MMA as boxing. Boxing takes years to learn and practice. It's a very different skill. It's very different. It's like saying you're an electrician and a plumber. You know you'll get an electrician round and he knows one or two things about plumbing, but he ain't no plumber. Do you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing, man. It's the same shit. And the problem I've got with this whole situation is, what's the point of it? Why is it happening? Like, that's what I can't figure out. Why is it happening? If it was leading somewhere, bro, it would make sense, but it's not leading anywhere. It's not setting nothing up, and it's not making anyone like me tune in, which is just like a casual. And all of the mandem that they don't even know it's happening. The mandem don't even know this is happening. So you're not grabbing the audience. Maybe it's an audience that I'm not in tune with or accustomed to. But if you're going to be putting on fights with these ex-UFC fighters, make it make sense, man. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, I've been your boy Just K. This is just my opinion, and I just had to touch on that subject because I really don't see how this Misfits thing is saving the event. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.